He's one. I mean, he's a future Hall of Famer.
When Floyd Mayweather showed up at Terence Crawford's private training camp a few months before the Canelo fight, no one really knew why was it for attention or just a quick visit, but it ended up being a lesson from the best.
I'm gonna tell you why I like Eddie. So one day, somebody asked you, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he doing exhibitions. No, Eddie don't believe that now. Yeah. But Eddie will say some shit like that. Eddie will say some shit, but no. But one thing, don't worry about that. But me and Eddie got it clear. Didn't we, Eddie? Yeah. One thing, me and my buddy got it clear. We said as long as it's 10 or 20, no problem. Anything less. Can't be less than 10. Because then we're struggling for money. I had to show Eddie some of the accounts. Eddie, hold on. Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Two hungry fuckers for money.
Floyd didn't just sit back, he spent hours training with Bud privately, no cameras, no audience, just pure high-level boxing. And now for the first time Floyd has spoken about that session. And it wasn't just compliments he gave, there were hints, advice, and even quiet shots aimed at Canelo.
If I take Floyd Mayweather in his absolute prime, and I take Manny Pacquiao in his absolute prime,
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd still beats him.
Floyd beat everybody.
You don't believe there's a guy at 140, 147 in the history of boxing that could have beat Floyd in his prime?
It'd be tough. Floyd, man, that boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad.
What makes it, I mean, what, because, and I told people to say, look at Floyd. I said, Floyd, it's not that he trains, I mean, it's his life. And from the very beginning, he's like, I want to be the best.
This isn't just some random team up, it might be the biggest strategy move in boxing since 2013. Let's look at it. At first, it seemed like one of Floyd's usual mind games. You know how he acts when Tank has issues with someone suddenly. That fighter is hanging out with Mayweather at the gym taking photos, chilling. It happened with Ryan Garcia, it happened with Frank Martin, and when Bud had that public argument with Gervonta online. Floyd quickly stepped in like the older mentor.
Bro, when people, what I got from that is you're the hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck him. And everybody in the crew with him. I mean, with him.
Same question for you. You're a proud father.
They were seen at Mayweather Boxing Club joking around, even doing some light pad work. People assumed it was just Floyd doing his usual thing, getting close to his protégés' rivals to make headlines.
Crawford and Canelo, they're slated to fight in September.
It's gonna be an interesting fight. Honestly, it's kind of 50-50 in my opinion. Obviously, Canelo's got the weight and natural size advantage, but Bud's very technically skilled and sharp. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good fight.
But what no one expected was that Floyd wasn't just hanging out, he's actually running the show in Bud's camp for the Canelo fight. From strategy to timing to counters, Floyd is the one in control, leading everything behind the scenes. Stephen Bremen Edwards said Floyd didn't just stop by, he trained with Bud for 2 full hours, no media, no spotlight, just sharp footwork, smart ring tactics, and pure skill. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. Sources reveal Floyd has been secretly helping shape Bud's entire game plan for Canelo for weeks now.
Always that. Always that. Don't waste time. No, wait, no punch. Wait, not one. Hell no. Get back quick. I'm losing this shit. This ain't number bad, bro. This ain't number, no, hell no. This ain't number bad. What kind of, no, hell no, you ain't good at that. You doing that shit like that here.
Don't hold it, dog.
You got me on camera?
Ain't no hold.
How cute I'm looking, baby? Am I looking real cute?
Ain't no hold.
Hell no, you gonna hit me with that shit. You know what I'm doing?
When Floyd finally spoke up after the session, his words weren't soft or careful, they were a clear warning to Canelo Alvarez. Floyd said Crawford reminds him of a younger version of himself, but with more patience. He told Bud directly Canelo is powerful, but slow on his feet, and if you stay sharp you can break him down. That wasn't just a tip, it was Floyd revealing his full plan, and from his tone you could tell this wasn't hype, it was a strategic mind laying out the finish.
Which one for the office?
Which one?
Sorry, in the middle.
So I may do another exhibition this year.
Which one?
And here's where it gets even more interesting. Floyd said when he faced Canelo he was younger, and now Canelo has more muscle, but less movement. He added that Bud's timing could make Canelo look like he's stuck in place. That wasn't just feedback, it was a warning. Floyd wasn't just praising Crawford, he was pointing out that Canelo could fall apart under the same kind of pressure Floyd used to beat him in 2013.
Hey Floyd, what do you think about the fight, Crawford Madrigal? You said it's gonna be a good fight. You think the winner should get Canelo?
Sir, please.
This ain't about them right now.
Here's where it really gets serious. Floyd didn't just drop by Bud's camp for fun, he's got some unfinished business with Canelo. Rewind to 2013. Canelo was the young rising star, undefeated and hyped as boxing's future. But Floyd was still Money Mayweather, sharp-focused, and a technical genius in the ring.
They just announced Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. You like it?
Nice fight, I like it.
Who do you like?
I think both are good fighters, but I think David Haney right now is the favorite.
Devin? Yeah. How did Lomachenko look in his last fight? Did he look good? You didn't catch it? Yeah. You like Devin? A lot of good skills. Some people say that he's comparable to Floyd Mayweather. What do you think?
Nobody comparable to Mayweather.
Nobody?
And when they faced off that September night in Vegas, Floyd gave him a boxing lesson. It was pure fundamentals at work. He shut down Canelo's power, made him miss over and over, and completely outclassed him on the scorecards. One judge controversially called it a draw, but everyone watching knew who truly dominated that ring.
It's really that they don't want. It's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Motherfucking easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
That loss has stuck with Canelo ever since, while Floyd has treated it like a badge of honor. Now in 2025, Floyd's back not to face Canelo again, but to do the next best thing, coach the one fighter who could finally bring Canelo's reign to an end.
Faced Mayweather, what, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
just
again,
turned 23.
Yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people will say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession, you gave up the rehydration clause, and I always thought if you would have faced him, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
He deserved that position in that moment because, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved that position in that moment. I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment. But for some reason, doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But we never gonna know. We never gonna know. And I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
Let's be clear, Floyd knows every detail about Canelo. His habits, his tells when he slows down everything, and he's not holding any of it back. He's passing all that knowledge straight into Bud's strategy. It's like a master handing over the battle plan to the next champion. And this didn't just happen overnight. Bud's been calling for that Canelo fight ever since he dominated Errol Spence Jr. He didn't just win, he switched stances during the fight, dropped Spence several times, and left as the undisputed champ. That was a career-defining moment, but for Crawford it still wasn't enough.
When you say, I want Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
It's a big boy, he's strong. It's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like, yes man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo, I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Majima.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about now.
He's been after Canelo ever since, speaking up in interviews, calling him out on IG Live, throwing shots at press conferences. He wants that name on his record badly, because he knows taking down Canelo would be the final piece to complete a Hall of Fame career.
Terence Crawford, his name keeps coming up, and I know he's a lot smaller than you. Is that a fight that you would ever consider under any circumstance?
You know, I always say if the fight make sense, why not? But he's not in the plan.
He's not in the plan. Okay. Is there a specific reason for it? Is it because of his size, or it won't do anything for you in terms of pushing you toward your goals?
You know, like I say, if it makes sense, maybe. I don't know right now. I just gonna enjoy this fight, and please let me enjoy this fight. And then you gonna know what is next, for sure.
But here's the twist: Canelo's been dodging it, brushing it off every chance he gets.
Bud Crawford, just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we'll see.
Not avoiding out of fear, but more like calculated silence, not because he believes Bud can beat him, but because there's a bigger issue: the weight gap between them.
I don't think it's a fight Canelo really wants, if I'm honest, because I think he feels like he won't get a lot of credit beating a light middleweight. And Crawford's going to move a lot in that fight, which is not ideal for Canelo. But what's his options? I mean, like, you know, if Bivol wins, he could fight him for undisputed. That's a very tough fight. What's the other options? You know, Benavidez is up at 175. Obviously, His Excellency wants to make that fight, so guess we could see it next.
All right, let's address the big issue in the room: the weight difference, because this isn't just another fight, it's a clash of size, natural build, and career legacy, all coming together under the spotlight.
I'm saying at once.
Right.
I'm saying I started at 135. Right. I'm just saying, like, say if Canelo was the champion at 147 to go up 160.
Right in one jump.
Yeah, in one jump.
It's a big jump too. 21 pounds. It's a lot of weight.
Terence is a true technician, a master of switching stances, and he's already dominated across several weight divisions.
That's my biggest concern when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, when people, for some reason, keep mistakenly comparing him to Floyd Mayweather when it comes to being an elusive fighter. Terence Crawford and Boots Ennis has a similar approach to boxing. They are boxer punchers, and it's because Terence Crawford was too big and too strong for most of the opponents. He was too athletic too. Foot speed, hand speed, just too accurate. Physically, probably the best athlete in the boxing world. He does the same thing, which is why he's been dropped, which is why he's been rocked, which is why he gets hit a lot with consecutive punches. You saw him get Madrigal, you saw him get David Hanese. You saw the type of punches he was getting landed on from Showtime Sean Porter, right? Because he's used to bullying cats. And that's what I'm concerned about with him versus Canelo Alvarez.
But here's the catch: Bud built his legacy at 140 and 147 pounds in 2024. He tested the waters at 154, but Canelo has been living at 168 and higher like it's home. We're talking about a guy who's won titles at light heavyweight and has no problem going toe-to-toe with bigger fighters and still knocking them out.
Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happens. Next.
Now for this mega fight, they've agreed to meet at 168 pounds. That's Canelo's territory. Bud's moving up 2, maybe even 3 weight classes depending on how you look at it. And that's a serious leap. It's not just about eating more and lifting heavier, it's about keeping speed, power, and stamina while adding real functional size.
I have to ask about Terence Crawford. Do you think it'll add to your legacy, that fight with Crawford?
Yeah, he's a really good fighter. 2 times undisputed champion. He accomplished so much, so can add a lot to my career.
Canelo's built for this weight class. He knows how to use his power. His neck's solid like a tree trunk, and he can take shots like they're nothing for Bud. This is brand new territory. But here's the real deal. In his interview with Cigar Talk, Bud laid it all out. No catch weight, no rehydration limits, no hidden rules. He said flat out, "I'm really moving up 3 weight classes. This is straight up man to man. I make weight Friday, we fight Saturday. No excuses, no edge, just pure smoke." So yeah, Canelo has the natural size. He's been solid at 168 and fully settled into that power. But Bud brings the speed, the ring IQ, the sharp angles. The weight jump definitely adds risk for Crawford. But if he pulls it off, the reward is huge. Just picture the headlines. Bud takes down the bigger Canelo with skill and smarts. It's like David versus Goliath, but with elite footwork and body shots. Now here's where things heat up. The fight world is divided like a bad Vegas scorecard. Half the internet is calling it for Canelo already like it's a wrap, and honestly it's easy to understand why.
Have you been in there with Crawford? Yeah. So you've been in there with Crawford, you've been in there with Canelo. What can you take from sparring both of them to gauge what's gonna happen in September?
Preparation is gonna definitely be everything. Crawford adjusting to the 168 pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely gonna help him. Canelo's experience. But then you got Crawford got great experience as well. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo because of the weight disparity. Canelo is naturally sits really well at 168, and it's just always tough for a guy to come to 168 and come from that many weight classes up and do something like that. If he does it, if anybody can do it, it'll be Terence Crawford.
Canelo's got the size, the experience, and a stacked resume. He's gone up against beasts like GGG Bivol and Kovalev, and even with a few losses he's still a tank. When people see him they think there's no way Crawford's power holds up at this weight. He's too small, and Canelo's just going to pressure him and break him down.
Terence Crawford, Canelo.
Yeah, I believe Terence Crawford is going to be in top shape, and I believe he's good enough to outpoint Canelo, but I believe the power would be a challenge, if you will. So I'm going to say Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Because I think Terence Crawford is the best boxer in the world.
But the other half, the Bud supporters, they're all in. They've seen how Terence picks apart top-level fighters like it's routine. They watched him take apart Errol Spence like it was a sparring day. His timing, composure, and footwork are next level. And for this fight he's locked in, completely focused. Like legacy is the only thing on his mind, with Floyd coaching and Bud breaking down film like a true student of the game. Fans believe if anyone can outsmart and outskill Canelo, it's Bud.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat me.
So here we are, 2 champions, 2 legacies, 1 ring. On one side Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican powerhouse, the bigger fighter and proven force at 168. On the other side Terence Bud Crawford, the sharp technician, the pound-for-pound riddle no one's cracked yet. And now he's got Floyd Mayweather in his corner.
I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? You know what I'm saying? If we was ever... Keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I know you thought fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, he did that. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
This isn't just another big fight, it's a historic moment. Legacies are on the line, and with Mayweather sharing his 2013 game plan with Bud, this could be the sharpest, most dangerous Crawford we've ever seen. But now it's your call. Who do you think takes it? Drop your predictions in the comments. Is Canelo just too powerful, or is Bud about to shock the world? Make sure to hit like, tap, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a moment on the road to Fight Night.